Imagine a war zone, not one of bombs and bullets, but a landscape etched by terrifying experiences that leave you forever changed. This is the battlefield explored by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk in his groundbreaking book, The Body Keeps the Score. Van der Kolk, a world-renowned expert on trauma, argues that trauma isn't just a psychological scar. It's a physical one etched into our bodies. He begins by illuminating the ways in which traumatic experiences rewire the brain. He explains that trauma is not just an event that happens to someone. It leaves an indelible mark on the brain's structure and function. Through vivid case studies and personal anecdotes, he demonstrates how trauma can lead to a state of hypervigilance, where the brain is constantly on high alert, perceiving threats even when there are none. This persistent state of fear and anxiety can severely disrupt an individual's ability to live a normal, fulfilling life. One of the key contributions of The Body Keeps the Score is its exploration of the neuroscience of trauma. Van der Kolk introduces readers to the concept of the trauma brain, highlighting how areas such as the amygdala, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex are affected. The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, becomes hyperactive, leading to an exaggerated stress response. Meanwhile, the hippocampus, responsible for memory and learning, can become impaired, making it difficult for individuals to integrate traumatic memories with the rest of their life experiences. The prefrontal cortex, which governs rational thought and decision-making, often becomes underactive, leaving trauma survivors at the mercy of their emotions. Van der Kolk also addresses the critical role of the body in processing and healing trauma. He emphasizes that trauma is not just stored in the mind, but is also deeply embedded in the body. This connection is crucial, as it explains why traditional talk therapies may not be sufficient for trauma survivors. He argues for the necessity of body-centered therapies, such as yoga, mindfulness, and somatic experiencing, which help individuals reconnect with their bodies and release the physical manifestations of trauma. Throughout the book, Van der Kolk provides compelling evidence for the effectiveness of these integrative approaches. For instance, he recounts the story of Annie, a woman who struggled with the aftermath of severe childhood abuse. Traditional therapy had limited success, but when Annie began practicing yoga, she experienced significant improvements. Yoga helped her become more aware of her body and emotions, eventually leading to a profound sense of healing and empowerment. Another pivotal aspect of The Body Keeps the Score is its critique of the medical and mental health systems. Van der Kolk argues that these systems often fail trauma survivors by focusing too narrowly on symptoms rather than underlying causes. He is particularly critical of the over-reliance on medication, which can dull symptoms but does not address the root of the trauma. Instead, he advocates for a more compassionate, comprehensive approach that includes therapy, community support, and creative outlets. The book also explores the role of relationships in healing trauma. Van der Kolk emphasizes the importance of safe, supportive connections in the recovery process. He illustrates how trauma can damage an individual's ability to trust and form healthy relationships, making the presence of empathetic, understanding companions essential for healing. Now let's talk about lessons we can learn from this book. 1. Trauma profoundly affects both mind and body, requiring an understanding of its physical and psychological impacts for effective healing. 2. Holistic approaches, including body-centered therapies like yoga and mindfulness, are essential for treating trauma's deep-rooted effects. 3. Supportive relationships and community connections play a critical role in the recovery process for trauma survivors. 4. Innovative therapies like EMDR and neurofeedback offer promising alternatives to traditional talk therapy and medication. 5. Personalized treatment plans that address individual needs and experiences are crucial for successful trauma recovery. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.